Hey y'all, welcome back to Jaxx Drinkwater Southern Cooking and Barbecue. I'm Jaxx, and in today's video, we're gonna be smoking up a Mexi style pork butt. So what I got here is a boneless pork shoulder. Now, if you wanna use a bone-in pork shoulder or pork butt, go for it. Just remember, the process will take a little bit longer. Now, as you'll notice here, I already have this trussed up. Now, I didn't truss this up. I actually bought it that way. All right, so two choices here. You want to allow for at least 1 hour or overnight prior to smoking. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to season it up and we're going to let it hang out for an hour. All right, so the seasoning that we're going to be using today is this Penzeys Taco original seasoning. And we're going to be coating this pork shoulder liberally. So you notice I'm seasoning this in the pan, and we want to do that because all of that seasoning that falls off of it, we want it in this pan because we're going to be smoking this in the pan. That way all these drippings from that pork butt, we're going to be able to use that as our basting throughout this cook. So we're seasoned up. Let's cover it with a little bit of aluminum foil or aluminum. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this upstairs out of the heat and I'm gonna let it just hang out on my kitchen counter for about an hour. While that's going, we got some other stuff to do. So while our pork shoulder is upstairs hanging out, let's conversate with some vegetables. Did I just say conversate? We're gonna chop these vegetables up. So notice here, we're gonna do 1 onion and we're gonna thinly slice it, 2 jalapeños, about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic that we're gonna smash up, and we got 3 bay leaves. So the first thing we'll do is give this a little chop just like that, put that off to the side, and we're just gonna do these about like that. So you don't have to slice these too thin because they're gonna be swimming in that pool of goodness around our pork shoulder while this is cooking. So they're probably gonna cook down a lot. So you're probably thinking to yourself right now, what's up with a taco flavored pork shoulder? Well, let me tell you, this stuff is so good. You can put it in chili, you can put it in quesadillas, you can make tacos out of it, which is really what I like to do. The sky is the limit on this. So I'm just using about 5 cloves of garlic. You're gonna use the whole garlic and you're just going to smash them. Now that our conversation is over with these vegetables, let's go ahead and throw them along the side of our pork shoulder. Just breaking them up on the side, distributing evenly along both sides. Let's get some of that garlic in there. Some of those jalapeños. And let's not forget about the bay leaves. We got 3 bay leaves going in. So we're not quite an hour into this. We're only like 10 or 15 minutes. So we're gonna let this hang out for another 45 minutes. And then we got one more step before we put it on the smoker. It's been 1 hour. We're about ready to do the last step in this smoked Mexi style pork butt, and that's gonna require a beer. Now, we're not gonna be using the whole beer. We're only gonna be putting about a 1/2 inch or so in this pan. You don't want to put too much beer in there. We don't want to like braise this. We want to smoke it and just have enough in there to ladle that over. And again, this pork shoulder is going to release some liquid, and so is the vegetable. So let's put it on the smoker. One of the things I want to mention before we put this on there is I do have a water pan set up inside the smoker. Set this just like this. Not sure how long this is going to take, but we want it to be around 200 to 205 internally. A little bit higher is okay. We want it to be shreddable or pullable. So it's been an hour and 10 minutes. We're about ready to do our first basting. We're going to give it a little stir and stir those vegetables up a little bit that are in there so they don't dry out. Then we're going to ladle some of those juices all over the top. Off camera, I did insert a temp probe into the center of the pork shoulder. Right now, we're about 131 degrees internal. Remember, at probably 150, 160, we might hit a stall. So it's been 7 hours. We're probe tender. Let's pull it. All right, this thing looks incredible. We got an excellent bark on this. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let it rest for 45 minutes or an hour, and then we'll give it a shred. All right, we're ready to give this a pull. It looks beautiful. Now remember that we have the strings on here where it's been trussed up, so we're probably gonna have a little bit of resistance. I'm gonna try to use a couple of forks here. Ooh, oh, that bark. Let me turn this around. All right, I just flipped it around, but I mean, you can see this bark. We're ready to put one of these tacos together. Now look, I'm gonna put this together how I like to put it together. So don't judge me. The first thing we're putting on here is Japanese mayonnaise. Again, don't judge me. All right. Now we'll go on with some of the pulled pork. That looks delicious. A little bit of onion. And I wish I had some cilantro on here, but I'm gonna throw some green thyme on there just for presentation. And then I'm gonna go on with my favorite spicy chipotle sauce on the top. All right, there we go. Let's give it a sample. I already know it's gonna be good, but here we go. That is absolutely fantastic. If you've never done this before, you need to give it a go. All right, guys, Mexican style smoked pork shoulder on your pellet grill or any other grill you got or smoker. Do it.